So the body, what we call the physical body, right? Okay. It's made up of a bandwidth of certain frequencies, okay, that are attuned to and part of the local environment, which is why you only have a body when you're incarnate. Okay. So we have to have a spacesuit for the full immersion effect of physical incarnation. And the spacesuit is the vehicle, whether it's human, alien, or whatever. So it is a bandwidth of frequencies that come together to form this. Okay. Now, the analogy that we use is the sun, right? The sun is unaffected by rain, sleet, snow, tornadoes, and hurricanes. And it literally has absolutely no effect on the sun. Yet the sun gives birth to everything here. Gives birth to everything here, but it's completely unaffected by everything here. Okay. So what we really are, right? What I call sentience, you can use the word soul for now, that's fine, but we have a more accurate, better definition in the book and things like that. So the soul is what gives birth to the body. Okay. Now the soul is a much higher frequency, literally. Okay. It's an indirect fractal of God and a direct fractal of your higher self. Okay. The body mind is attuned to the local environment. You're not from here. So when you start to reside as what you really are, it's such a high frequency. By being able to be present, okay, which means non-thought, by the way, being able to be present means not thinking and not emoting. Okay, full presence. All right, look into my eyes right now. So full presence, non-thought, completely here. You can almost think of it as channeling if you want. It's not, but you can think of it that way. Okay, that, which is what you are, is the sun, is such a supreme vibration that by doing nothing, it automatically dissolves and automatically heals and repairs all the lower frequency disharmony or trauma by doing nothing. Your frequency raises because the self is the supreme frequency. Your frequency raises when you're fully present. Alchemy is actually taking place. You are repairing yourself the way that we are capable of, plus some of the steps in the book, we are capable of when we're working with ourself directly. The sun, the sentience, the fractal of God, the soul, the consciousness, whatever word you want to use. That's the supreme frequency. Reside as that, for that, within that, by that. That emanates like a radio broadcast, such a supremely high frequency that the trauma, all the stuff that have gotten into our physical body and our body of energy is automatically alchemized. It's automatically cleansed. It's automatically healed by doing nothing, because what we are is everything. What we really are is everything. And when you actually work with that, it heals all trauma. You don't even have to do anything. So health has been medicalized. So Shay, to answer your question, and then I think I will ramble into thinking because it correlates to this.
Sure.
So by being fully present, the self is online. The self is the supreme frequency. Alchemy is starting to take place. You are healing and harmonizing your physical body and your body of energy by being present because it's the supreme frequency. Okay. So let's talk about thinking and emoting, but especially thinking, because identification with the thought, we bathe with emotion. Okay, so that's what identification is, bathing the thought with emotion. And then once the mental body and the emotional body are sufficiently charged, then a human being actually takes action. And it's only until those two things have taken place. We can have all the thoughts we want, but until we bathe it with an emotion, the body is not sufficiently charged to take action. This is important to understand. Okay, so let's go to thinking, because thinking is the problem. Thinking is the problem. Okay, from my perspective. All right. All thinking comes from an identification with something, some belief, some concept, some experience. I don't care what it is. All thought is always in context to something that you have identified yourself with. If you have no identifications, you actually can't think. So just sit with that for a second. You would be in perpetual meditation. Self-realization would be right around the corner, by the way. Okay. And so would self-healing, by the way. All right. So thinking is always in context to some attachment or identification that you already have. Thinking locks human beings into the experience of time. Okay, this is important to understand. Time does not really exist. Okay, it doesn't. It doesn't authentically exist. People say time heals all wounds. No, it doesn't. Detachment does. So we associate the detachment or non-identification that we were just talking about through time. Time doesn't exist, but normally through the experience of time, all these other things that we've then experienced, and then we measure that through something called time, we're now over whatever happened. And we say, oh, I'm over it. What really happened is you got detached from it. You no longer identify with the situation. Forget time. You can do that right now. Okay? Yeah. Really listen to what I'm saying. Okay. So thinking is always past, future, past, future, past, future. Okay. This is the limitation program that human beings put themselves in, the logic and linearity program, which are subsets of space and time. Thinking creates the illusion of time and the delusion of knowledge. And now, once you've locked yourself in that, you're incredibly limited, because that's not how things actually are. That's the way the human mind simply processes it. It's not how things are. So this is important to understand. Healing can be what people call quantum. Okay, my healing was like that, right? One day I couldn't do this thing at all. The next day I was doing it like I had never lost the ability to do it. How's that possible? I'm explaining how that's possible. This is way beyond the lower consciousness or the logic linear mind through thought. When you don't use thought, you're not limited. So thinking traps human beings into the experience of time, into experiencing things in a linear fashion, which then leads to, I have to work through it mentally. I have to process it. I have to go through all these steps. You don't have to. And what many people, Shay included, are starting to understand, that actually doesn't really work, or it has very limited efficacy. The detachment or non-attachment accelerates this process by an order of magnitude, because you're no longer processing things through a logic and linear way. You're alchemizing and letting go. Alchemizing and letting go. So it comes back again to non-identification or non-attachment, which prevents incessant thought, which allows you to be fully present, which gives you all your energy and power. And now you can create in a way that is befitting what you really are, an immortal creator being.